Sit back, relax, and welcome to Reading Hours. Today's book is Mistborn, The Lost Metal by Brandon Sanderson. Please let us know in the comments from where you are watching or if there is a book you want us to summarize in future. Mistborn, The Lost Metal by Brandon Sanderson is more than just another entry in a beloved fantasy series. It's a pivotal moment, a culmination of intertwined narratives, and a bold stride into the unknown corners of a meticulously crafted Cosmere. Published in 2022, it serves as the fourth and final installment in the Wax and Wane series, also known as the Mistborn Era 2, bridging the gap between the original Mistborn trilogy and the forthcoming Era 3, which promises to catapult the world of Scadrial into a modern, perhaps even space-faring, age. The significance of the lost metal cannot be overstated. It not only provides a satisfying, high-stakes conclusion to the adventures of Waxillium Ladrian, the coinshot lawman, and Wayne, his unpredictable, shape-shifting companion, but it also delves deep into the overarching lore of Sanderson's interconnected universe, the Cosmere. Here, we witness the direct involvement of characters from other worlds, the unraveling of ancient mysteries surrounding powerful shards of Adonalsium, and the confrontation of existential threats that transcend the boundaries of a single planet. Themes of progress versus tradition, the nature of divinity, the burden of responsibility, and the ever-present struggle between good and evil are woven throughout its intricate plot. It explores the societal implications of advancing technology in a world still grappling with magical abilities, and the ethical dilemmas that arise when power, both arcane and scientific, falls into the wrong hands. Some might even say the lost metal sparked discussions amongst fans regarding the accelerating pace of Cosmere reveals and the increasing complexity of its overarching narrative, a testament to its ambition and the passionate engagement of its readership. This book is a linchpin, a crucial piece in the grand puzzle Sanderson is painstakingly assembling, offering tantalizing glimpses of what lies ahead while delivering a thrilling and emotionally resonant story in its own right. So, settle in, because we're about to embark on a journey through the epic conclusion of Wax and Wane's saga, a story that reshapes our understanding of Scadrial and the Cosmere forever. The world of Scadrial, having advanced into an age of early 20th century technology, finds itself teetering on the precipice of a new, unsettling era. Harmony, the benevolent deity born from the ashes of ruin and preservation, watches over his people, but his influence feels increasingly stretched and ambiguous. Lord Waxillium Ladrian, now a respected senator and still the quintessential lawman, carries the weight of his past, the loss of Lessie, and the immense responsibility placed upon him by Harmony himself. His partner, Wayne, ever the eccentric and surprisingly insightful enigma, continues to provide a much-needed comedic counterpoint, yet his own personal demons, born from a troubled childhood and a profound sense of loss, simmer beneath the surface of his jovial demeanor. The story opens with a palpable sense of unease, a feeling that something ancient and powerful is stirring, threatening the fragile peace Harmony has established. Reports of strange, unnatural disappearances and unsettling magical occurrences begin to trickle into Elendel, the bustling capital city. These aren't the usual disturbances. They bear the hallmarks of something far more sinister, something that hints at a power beyond the scope of traditional allomancy or pharakamy. The initial investigations conducted by the new, more sophisticated constabulary, now incorporating rudimentary fingerprinting and other forensic techniques, yield little in the way of concrete answers, only deepening the mystery. Wax, with his inherent detective instincts honed by years on the roughs, feels the pull of the unknown. His senses, sharpened by his unique abilities as a twin-born, a coin shot, and a skimmer, tell him that these incidents are connected, part of a larger, insidious design. The constabulary's initial lades are dead ends, frustrated by the seemingly magical nature of the crimes, which leave behind no conventional traces. It's in this atmosphere of growing apprehension that a new, enigmatic figure emerges, one whose presence sends ripples of concern through the highest echelons of Scadrian society. This figure, known as the Ghostblood, operates in the shadows, their motives shrouded in secrecy, their actions leaving a trail of questions rather than answers. Their involvement in the strange occurrences is undeniable, yet their ultimate agenda remains maddeningly obscure. Is this a new cult, a powerful criminal enterprise, or something far more ancient and dangerous? Wax and Wayne find themselves drawn into this escalating conflict, initially at the behest of the constabulary, but increasingly driven by their own sense of duty and the burgeoning threat to their world. Their investigations lead them down a rabbit hole of intrigue and deception, forcing them to confront not only the mundane criminals of Elendel, but also forces that defy easy categorization. They uncover whispers of a hidden organization, one that operates with a frightening degree of coordination and possesses knowledge that seems to transcend Scadrial itself. These whispers suggest a connection to a deeper, more profound network, hinting at an intelligence that has been patiently observing Scadrial for centuries, waiting for the opportune moment to strike. The technology they encounter, while seemingly advanced for Scadrial, hints at an alien origin, further disorienting Wax and Wayne as they try to piece together the puzzle. The realization dawns on them that this is not merely a local threat. It is a cosmological one, with implications that reach far beyond the borders of their own planet. The stakes are higher than they have ever been, as they slowly begin to grasp the true nature of the enemy they face, an enemy that seems to possess an uncanny understanding of Scadrial's unique magical systems and a chilling disregard for its inhabitants. The initial incidents, seemingly disparate, begin to coalesce into a terrifyingly coherent pattern, revealing a meticulous, long-term plan that has been quietly unfolding in the background of Scadrial's history. The sense of foreboding intensifies as Wax and Wayne realize they are no longer just fighting criminals. They are battling an invisible war, a conflict with cosmic ramifications, a war that has been brewing for centuries and is now spilling onto the streets of Elendel. As the investigation deepens, the true nature of the Ghostbloods and their objectives begins to unfurl, revealing a conspiracy far grander and more terrifying than Wax and Wayne could have ever imagined. Their leader, a figure known only as Tidakar, operates with an unnerving level of cunning and a seemingly inexhaustible supply of resources. Wax and Wayne, through a combination of meticulous detective work, dangerous encounters, and sheer luck, discover that the Ghostbloods are not a purely Scadrian organization. They are an interworld group, operating across various planets within the Cosmere, dedicated to acquiring and manipulating investiture, the fundamental magical energy that powers the shards of Adonalsium. Their ultimate goal, as far as Wax and Wayne can discern, appears to be the acquisition of the various forms of investiture that exist across the Cosmere, possibly with the aim of achieving a form of immortality or even challenging the shards themselves. This revelation sends a chill down Wax's spine as it elevates the stakes beyond anything he has previously encountered. This isn't just about saving Elendel or even Scadrial. It's about the very fabric of existence within the Cosmere. The Ghostbloods' presence on Scadrial is linked to their desire to exploit the unique properties of its investiture, particularly the metallic arts allomancy, ferrochemy, and hemallurgy, and more specifically, the raw power of the shard harmony. They are not merely interested in the metals themselves, but in the underlying spiritual energy they represent. Their methods are ruthless, their operatives highly skilled and often wielding abilities alien to Scadrial. Wax and Wayne find themselves confronting individuals who can manipulate light and shadow in impossible ways, or who seem to possess an unnerving resistance to traditional physical harm, forcing them to adapt their fighting styles and rely on their wits more than ever before. The confrontations are brutal, pushing Wax's allomantic and ferrochemical abilities to their limits, and challenging Wayne's unconventional fighting style and seemingly endless supply of disguises. The more they uncover, the more they realize that the Ghostbloods have been silently infiltrating Scadrian society for quite some time, their tendrils reaching into various institutions, including even parts of the constabulary itself. The feeling of being watched, of being outmaneuvered, becomes a constant companion. The investigation leads them to discover a critical piece of information. The Ghostbloods are actively seeking a mythical substance, an unknown metal referred to as the Lost Metal, which is rumored to possess extraordinary properties, potentially allowing them to bypass the limitations of existing investiture. This lost metal is not just a rumor, it is a tangible objective, something the Ghostbloods believe exists on Scadrial and is somehow connected to the very essence of harmony. The search for this metal becomes a desperate race against time, as Wax and Wayne realize that if the Ghostbloods acquire it, their already immense power could become uncontrollable, posing an existential threat to Scadrial and potentially to other Cosmere worlds. The implications of this metal are vast, hinting at abilities that could disrupt the very balance of the Cosmere, granting its wielder power on a scale previously only seen in the shards themselves. They realize that the legends of this metal, once dismissed as mere folklore, hold a terrifying kernel of truth, and that the Ghostbloods are far closer to finding it than anyone had previously dared to imagine. The urgency of their mission intensifies dramatically as they understand that the fate of their world, and perhaps many others, hinges on their ability to locate and secure this elusive, powerful artifact before the Ghostbloods can lay their hands on it. The relentless pursuit of the Ghostbloods and the mythical lost metal leads Wax and Wayne down increasingly dangerous paths, forcing them into uneasy alliances and confronting them with shocking revelations about the very nature of Scadrial and Harmony's role within it. Their investigation points them towards the southern Scadrians, a civilization long thought to be primitive and isolated, who possess unique forms of investiture and a deep, perhaps forgotten, connection to the planet's ancient past. It becomes clear that the southern Scadrians hold crucial knowledge, perhaps even the key to locating or understanding the lost metal that the Ghostbloods are desperately trying to acquire. Wax and Wayne, alongside Marasi Combs, the brilliant and increasingly capable investigator, and a contingent of the Elendel Constabulary, embark on a perilous journey to the southern Scadrian lands. This journey is fraught with peril, not just from the harsh environment and unfamiliar customs, but from the ever-present threat of Ghostblood operatives who seem to anticipate their every move. The southern Scadrians, initially wary and distrustful of the northerners, view them with a mixture of suspicion and curiosity. Their society, shaped by unique forms of investiture, has developed along different lines, and their understanding of the world, particularly the Cosmere, far surpasses anything known in Elendel. It is among the southern Scadrians that Wax and Wayne encounter a figure of immense power and mystery, the Sovereign. This enigmatic entity, worshipped as a god by the southern Scadrians, possesses an incredible mastery of investiture and a profound connection to the very spiritual fabric of Scadrial. The Sovereign is revealed to be Kelsier, the legendary survivor of Hathsin, alive and surprisingly well, having utilized hemallurgy and other advanced forms of investiture to persist through the centuries. This revelation is a monumental shock, especially to Wax, who has always viewed Kelsier as a historical figure, a symbol of rebellion and freedom, but never as a contemporary force. Kelsier's motivations are complex and morally ambiguous. He seeks to protect Scadrial from external threats, particularly the Ghostbloods, but his methods are often ruthless, and his long-term goals remain shrouded in secrecy. He reveals that he has been aware of the Ghostbloods' operations for some time and has been subtly manipulating events to counter their influence, though his true agenda extends far beyond merely thwarting their plans. He confirms the existence of the lost metal and reveals that it is, in fact, a shard of atium, the god metal of ruin, which was thought to be entirely consumed during the Catacender. Its existence hints at a deep flaw in Harmony's power, a vulnerability that Kelsier intends to exploit. The meeting with Kelsier is a tense and uneasy alliance. While their immediate goals align, preventing the Ghostbloods from acquiring the atium, their underlying philosophies and methods clash. Wax, ever the lawman, struggles with Kelsier's Machiavellian approach, his willingness to sacrifice individuals for what he perceives as the greater good. Wayne, with his street-smart pragmatism, is perhaps more understanding, but even he is unnerved by Kelsier's almost unsettling confidence and the sheer weight of his millennia of experience. Kelsier provides crucial insights into the Ghostbloods organization, their inner workings, and their leadership, confirming that Tydakar is indeed a powerful Cosmere entity, likely a cognitive shadow like himself, and that their plans for Scadrial are far more intricate than previously understood. He reveals that the Ghostbloods are not simply collecting investiture. They are seeking to manipulate the very nature of identity and existence, a goal that would give them unparalleled power over the Cosmere. The revelation of Kelsier's continued existence and his profound knowledge of the Cosmere transforms the nature of the conflict, elevating it from a local struggle to an intergalactic confrontation, with the fate of Scadrial hanging in the balance, caught between the machinations of ancient, powerful beings. With Kelsier's revelation about the Atium and his intricate knowledge of the Cosmere and the Ghostbloods, the pieces of the puzzle begin to fall into place, but the picture that emerges is far more terrifying than anticipated. The Ghostbloods' ultimate goal is confirmed. They seek to utilize the Atium, not merely as a weapon, but as a key to manipulate and potentially sever the connections between cognitive shadows and their native planets, thereby granting them true immortality and unparalleled influence across the Cosmere. Their leader, Tydakar, is indeed a powerful cognitive shadow, revealed to be none other than Kelsier's long-standing rival, Lord of Scars, who has been pulling the strings from behind the scenes for centuries. This adds a deeply personal dimension to the conflict for Kelsier, turning it into a vendetta against his old enemy. The Ghostbloods' plan involves using the Atium to power a massive, complex machine, a device capable of disrupting the spiritual fabric of a planet, severing its connection to its shard, and allowing them to steal and repurpose its investiture. This machine is their ultimate objective on Scadrial, and the lost metal is merely a crucial component in its activation. Wax, Wayne, and Marasi, now operating with Kelsier's reluctant guidance, embark on a desperate race against time to locate and disable this device before the Ghostbloods can activate it. Their pursuit takes them through forgotten ruins, bustling industrial complexes, and treacherous underground networks, all while evading or confronting Ghostblood operatives who seem to possess an unnerving foresight. The Ghostbloods, led by a particularly brutal and cunning operative named Soot, a powerful allomancer and hemolurgist, are always one step ahead, their network of spies and informants seemingly limitless. Soot proves to be a formidable adversary, possessing a cold, calculating mind and a frightening mastery of hemolurgy, allowing him to steal abilities from others and augment his own, making him a truly terrifying opponent in battle. The confrontations with Soot and his elite operatives are intense and brutal, pushing Wax, Wayne, and Marasi to their absolute limits. Wax's allomancy and ferrochemy are tested in ways he never imagined, forcing him to improvise and utilize his abilities with unprecedented creativity. Wayne's resourcefulness and mastery of disguises become invaluable, allowing them to infiltrate Ghostblood strongholds and gather crucial intelligence. Marasi, with her keen intellect and growing proficiency with the Southern Scadrian martial arts she's been learning, proves to be an indispensable asset, often providing the crucial insight that turns the tide of a battle. The stakes are continuously heightened as they uncover more of the Ghostbloods' elaborate plan. They learn that the Ghostbloods have been experimenting with a terrifying form of hemalurgy, not merely for stealing abilities, but for manipulating identity itself, attempting to transfer consciousness and even personality across different individuals. This chilling discovery reveals the true depth of their disregard for life and their obsessive pursuit of ultimate power. The implications of such an ability are horrifying, suggesting a future where individuality could be erased and entire populations could be controlled or repurposed. The pressure mounts as they realize that the Ghostbloods are not just after power, they are after absolute dominion, a control over the very essence of existence. The hunt for the device becomes a desperate race against an organization that seems to have no moral limits, whose scientific and magical pursuits are fueled by a terrifying ambition, threatening to unravel the very fabric of the Cosmere as they know it. The discovery of their hemalurgic experiments adds a layer of existential dread to the narrative, making it clear that this isn't just about preventing a catastrophic event, but about preserving the very concept of individual selfhood in the face of an enemy who seeks to eradicate it. The climax of the conflict begins to build as Wax, Wayne, and Marasi, guided by Kelsier's grudging cooperation and increasingly dire warnings, finally pinpoint the location of the Ghostbloods' ultimate weapon, a colossal, terrifyingly intricate machine hidden deep beneath the surface of Scadrial. This machine, powered by a conduit drawing directly from the planet's investiture, is designed to channel and amplify the power of the Atium, which the Ghostbloods are perilously close to fully activating. The device is not merely a weapon, it is an engine of cosmic manipulation, capable of tearing holes in the spiritual fabric of worlds, severing connections to shards, and potentially allowing the Ghostbloods to siphon off and control vast quantities of investiture from across the Cosmere. Its activation would not only devastate Scadrial, but could destabilize the entire network of shards and planets, leading to an unimaginable catastrophe. The final confrontation with the Ghostbloods erupts, a sprawling, multi-front battle that draws in not only Wax, Wayne, and Marasi, but also a dedicated contingent of the Elendel constabulary. And crucially, the Southern Scadrians, who, seeing the existential threat to their world, lend their unique abilities and knowledge to the fight. The scale of the battle is immense, taking place across multiple levels of the subterranean complex, each corridor and chamber a new battlefield. Ghostblood operatives, augmented by their alien investiture and hemalurgic enhancements, present a formidable challenge. Wax, unleashing the full extent of his twin-born abilities, becomes a whirlwind of steel and force, pushing and pulling Skimmer leaping through the fray, his aim precise, his resolve unyielding. He confronts Suit in a brutal, personal duel, a clash of ideology and power, with Suit's stolen abilities and cold demeanor contrasting sharply with Wax's desperate determination to protect his world. Wayne, with his unparalleled mastery of misdirection and his seemingly endless supply of disguises, infiltrates enemy lines, sowing chaos and disrupting their coordinated efforts, often appearing from the most unexpected places to deliver a critical blow or provide a vital distraction. His chaotic energy is a perfect counterpoint to the Ghostbloods' rigid discipline, and his willingness to sacrifice himself for his friends shines through his usual irreverence. Marasi, using her keen intellect and increasingly honed combat skills, proves invaluable in deciphering the Ghostbloods' tactics and exploiting their weaknesses, providing strategic insights that often turn the tide of smaller skirmishes. Kelsier, ever the strategic mastermind, operates from the shadows, his actions often subtle and manipulative, yet always aimed at the larger objective of thwarting Tidakar. He engages in a dangerous game of cat and mouse with other high-ranking Ghostbloods, revealing his full capabilities as a cognitive shadow, demonstrating powers that defy the conventional understanding of Scadrian magic. His long-term planning and deep understanding of investiture provide the critical edge, often revealing the true purpose of seemingly innocuous Ghostblood maneuvers. The battle for the machine is not just a physical struggle, it is a battle of wits, a clash of ancient powers, and a test of wills. The constant threat of the machine's activation looms large, the rhythmic hum and growing power emanating from it serving as a terrifying countdown. As the fight progresses, the true desperation of the Ghostbloods becomes apparent, their willingness to sacrifice their own operatives and to endure incredible losses in their relentless pursuit of activating the device. The air crackles with investiture, the sounds of battle echoing through the vast caverns, and the fate of Scadrial, indeed of the Cosmere, hangs precariously in the balance. Every punch, every burst of allomancy, every tactical decision carries the weight of universal consequence. The climactic battle reaches its fever pitch, a chaotic symphony of metal, magic, and sheer determination. As Wax and his allies fight their way closer to the core of the Ghostbloods' machine, the true nature of their desperation becomes horrifyingly clear. The Ghostbloods, facing imminent defeat, are prepared to sacrifice everything to activate the device, even if it means destroying themselves in the process. Their fanatical devotion to Tidakar's vision is chilling. Suit, in a last-ditch effort to prevent their interference, unleashes his full power, revealing a frightening array of stolen abilities through hemorrhagy. He becomes a whirlwind of raw investiture and physical might, pushing Wax to his absolute limits. Their duel is a brutal test of endurance and skill, a true clash of titans. Wax, relying on his quick thinking and the subtle nuances of his coin shot and skimmer abilities, manages to outmaneuver Suit, utilizing the environment to his advantage. The fight culminates in a devastating blow with Wax, pushing his allomancy to an unprecedented degree, finally incapacitating Suit, but not without sustaining significant injuries himself. The cost of victory is high, but the path to the machine is finally clear. Meanwhile, Wayne, ever the opportunist, focuses his efforts on disrupting the machine's complex mechanisms. Utilizing his unique ability to shed and regain his identity through his various personas, he slips past the remaining Ghostblood defenses, making his way into the heart of the apparatus. His mastery of ferrochemy allows him to manipulate his physical attributes, making him deceptively strong and agile, and his unconventional approach to problem solving, often involving bizarre and unpredictable actions, proves remarkably effective against the Ghostblood's rigid protocols. He improvises, using mundane tools alongside his magical abilities to sabotage crucial components, causing localized explosions and system malfunctions, buying precious time for Wax and Marasi. His actions are chaotic, yet surprisingly precise, a testament to his hidden genius and his unwavering loyalty to his friends. Marasi, with her strategic mind and growing proficiency in the southern Scadrian fighting styles, coordinates the remaining forces, directing them to critical points, ensuring that no Ghostblood reinforcement can reach the central control chamber. Her leadership shines through, demonstrating her evolution from a curious researcher to a formidable tactical asset. The central chamber is a dizzying array of glowing conduits, humming machinery, and the pulsating heart of the device, the atium, shimmering with an ominous power. As they reach the machine, a desperate confrontation unfolds with the remaining high-ranking Ghostblood operatives, who are willing to die to protect their master's ultimate ambition. These individuals, deeply indoctrinated and often augmented with their own forms of foreign investiture, present a terrifying challenge, forcing Wax, Wayne, and Marasi to combine their efforts in a desperate last-ditch assault. Kelsier, still operating from the shadows, reveals his presence in a more direct manner, engaging Tidakar's most powerful lieutenants in a series of swift, decisive strikes, demonstrating his millennia of combat experience and mastery of his unique powers as a cognitive shadow. His intervention creates a crucial opening for Wax and Wayne to reach Thejum and attempt to disable the machine. The tension is unbearable, the fate of Scadrial hanging by a thread as the final moments of the Ghostbloods' plan unfold, threatening to plunge the entire Cosmere into an age of unprecedented chaos. The very air around them feels charged with the incredible power contained within the atium, a power threatening to consume them all. The culmination of the battle arrives as Wax and Wayne, battered but unbowed, finally reach the core of the Ghostblood's infernal machine, the pulsating shard of atium. Its raw, unbridled power is overwhelming, threatening to consume everything around it. The remaining Ghostblood forces, driven by fanaticism and Tidakar's unwavering will, make one last, desperate stand. Wax, realizing the immense power he is up against, knows that brute force alone will not suffice. He must use his unique connection to harmony, his role as a vessel's chosen, to directly confront the investiture fueling the device. He pushes his allomantic and ferrochemical abilities beyond anything he has ever done, channeling the power of preservation and ruin through his own body, creating a feedback loop that begins to disrupt the machine's intricate workings. It is a moment of profound personal sacrifice and immense willpower, as he risks burning himself out or worse, succumbing to the overwhelming power of the gods. The effort is excruciating, a raw struggle against cosmic forces, but his determination to protect his world and those he loves fuels him. Wayne, in a display of unexpected heroism and profound selflessness, makes a critical decision. Realizing that Wax cannot fully disable the machine alone, and that a more direct, unconventional intervention is required, he performs a daring act of ferochemical brilliance. Using his unique ability to store and tap attributes, particularly his identity, he performs a complex maneuver, not simply storing his personal identity, but seemingly manipulating the very concept of self to create a momentary, localized disruption in the investiture flow. This allows Wax a crucial window, a brief moment of vulnerability in the machine's otherwise impenetrable defenses. It's a testament to Wayne's hidden depth and his ultimate devotion to his partner, a moment where his usual comedic antics give way to profound self-sacrifice. He throws himself into the heart of the device's energy field, using his body as a conduit, momentarily overloading a key component, despite the immense personal cost. The act is painful, almost consuming him, but it buys Wax the crucial seconds he needs. Marasi, ever the brilliant tactician, provides crucial support, directing the Elendel Constabulary and Southern Scadrian forces to suppress the remaining Ghostblood operatives, ensuring Wax and Wayne are not overwhelmed. She uses her knowledge of the machine's schematics, gleaned from earlier investigations, to identify crucial pressure points, allowing her and her allies to focus their attacks, further weakening the Ghostbloods' grip. Her precise commands and unwavering resolve keep their forces coordinated and effective, even against a seemingly overwhelming enemy. Kelsier, observing the unfolding chaos, makes a decisive move. Seeing the combined efforts of Wax, Wayne, and Marasi creating the necessary opening, he seizes the opportunity to directly engage Tidakar, who has been observing the battle from a distance, unwilling to directly involve himself in the physical conflict. This direct confrontation between the two ancient cognitive shadows is a clash of millennia-old wills, a battle of wits and raw spiritual power, fought on a plane beyond mortal comprehension. Kelsier exploits Tidakar's focus on the machine's activation, striking at his vulnerabilities, engaging him in a strategic dance of investiture and influence, preventing him from intervening as Wax and Wayne make their final push. The outcome of this cosmic duel is uncertain, but it provides the critical distraction needed for the final, desperate assault on the machine. In a moment of heart-wrenching sacrifice and profound revelation, the Ghostbloods machine, despite the valiant efforts of Wax and Wayne, begins its final activation sequence. The atium pulses with overwhelming power, threatening to rip apart the spiritual fabric of Scadrial. It becomes terrifyingly clear that simply disabling the machine is not enough. The power unleashed is too great, too volatile, and requires an even more drastic intervention. It is in this critical moment that Wayne, having pushed his ferrochemical abilities beyond all known limits in his earlier disruption, makes the ultimate sacrifice. Realizing the only way to truly contain the burgeoning energy of the atium and prevent the cataclysmic activation is to become a conduit for it, to absorb and contain the raw power within himself. He makes a choice that redefines his character. In a final, heroic act, Wayne pushes his body and spirit to their absolute breaking point, effectively becoming a living bomb, a temporary, self-sacrificing container for the explosive investiture. His final words to Wax, a mix of his characteristic irreverence and profound love for his friend, are filled with a desperate hope for a better future, a final moment of levity before an act of unimaginable courage. He speaks of going to a better place, of seeing his loved ones, imbuing his sacrifice with a sense of peace and purpose. The surge of energy from the atium is immense, consuming him in a blinding flash of light and investiture. The machine, starved of its core power source, sputters and dies, its dangerous energy dissipated, but at a terrible, irreplaceable cost. Wayne's sacrifice saves Scadrial, preventing the cosmic disaster Tidakar had planned, but it leaves an immense void in Wax's life and in the hearts of all who knew him. His departure marks the poignant end of an era, a final, definitive chapter in the story of the iconic duo. The immediate aftermath is a mixture of profound relief and overwhelming grief. The Ghostbloods' main objective is thwarted, their machine utterly destroyed, and their forces scattered. Tidakar, realizing his grand plan has failed, makes a tactical retreat, his true identity and motivations further solidified. The revelation of his status as a cognitive shadow and his long-standing rivalry with Kelsier adds a layer of depth to the Cosmere's overarching narrative, setting the stage for future conflicts. His escape, however, leaves a lingering threat, a promise of his return and further machinations on other worlds. Kelsier, having played his crucial part in distracting Tidakar, appears to Wax not in triumph but with a somber understanding. Their conversation is fraught with unspoken tension and a shared sense of loss. Kelsier, the survivor, acknowledges Wayne's sacrifice, perhaps seeing a reflection of his own past choices and the immense burdens of immortality. He offers Wax a cryptic farewell, hinting at the continuing struggles within the Cosmere and the monumental tasks that still lie ahead for those who choose to protect it. The immediate threat is neutralized, but the consequences of the battle reverberate deeply. Wax is left grappling with the unbearable weight of Wayne's sacrifice, the personal cost of saving the world. The victory feels hollow, tinged with a profound sadness, as the laughter and companionship that defined his adventures with Wayne are now gone forever. Marasi, though mourning Wayne, steps into a new leadership role, recognizing the critical need for continued vigilance and a more profound understanding of Scadrial's place in the Cosmere. The southern Scadrians, having witnessed the immense power of the Ghostbloods and the Northerners' struggle, begin to integrate more closely with Elendel, opening new avenues for understanding and cooperation, forever changing the political and magical landscape of Scadrial. The future of Scadrial, while safe from the immediate threat, is now undeniably intertwined with the larger Cosmere, its destiny no longer solely its own. In the days and weeks following the catastrophic battle and Wayne's heroic sacrifice, Scadrial begins the arduous process of rebuilding, both physically and emotionally. The Ghostbloods are significantly crippled, their vast network of operatives on Scadrial decimated, and their primary objective thwarted. However, the threat is far from eradicated. Tidakar, the mysterious and powerful cognitive shadow leading the Ghostbloods, has retreated, but his vast influence and resources across the Cosmere mean he remains a formidable, lingering danger. His long-term goals, now partially revealed, involve the manipulation of investiture on a cosmological scale, and his defeat on Scadrial is merely a setback, not an end to his grand machinations. The lingering presence of the Ghostbloods, though weakened, serves as a stark reminder that Scadrial is now irrevocably part of a much larger, more dangerous universe. The knowledge gained from the conflict, particularly regarding the existence of other shards, the nature of cognitive shadows, and the intricate workings of investiture across the Cosmere, profoundly changes the scientific and magical understanding of Scadrial. Harmony, the shard of Scadrial, remains a powerful, albeit distant, presence. His limitations and the subtle ways in which his power is being tested are brought to the forefront. The implications of Ruin's lost atium, now heroically contained by Wayne, leave Harmony feeling vulnerable, perhaps even incomplete. His struggle to maintain balance on Scadrial, while simultaneously trying to understand and combat the external threats from the Cosmere, highlights the immense burden of his divinity. The interaction between Harmony and Kelsier, particularly Kelsier's continued existence and his own complex agenda, suggests a dynamic and often strained relationship between the living god and his ancient, manipulative champion. Kelsier, still operating as a shadowy protector and manipulator, continues to work towards his own long-term goals, which often align with Scadrial's safety but are not without their own moral ambiguities. He represents a necessary, albeit morally gray, force in the ongoing cosmic chess game. Waxillium Ladrian, though he saved Scadrial, carries the immense personal cost of victory. Wayne's sacrifice leaves an indelible mark, a gaping wound that he must learn to live with. His grief is profound, but it also fuels a new resolve. He recognizes that his role as a protector extends beyond the borders of Elendel and even Scadrial. His connection to Harmony, his experiences with the Cosmere, and the loss of his partner forge him into a more seasoned, more world-weary hero. He understands that the fight for Scadrial's future is far from over, and that new threats, both internal and external, will continue to emerge. Marasi Combs steps into a more prominent role, not just as an investigator, but as a crucial bridge between the emerging understanding of the Cosmere and the practical application of this knowledge on Scadrial. Her intelligence and adaptability become invaluable as Scadrial prepares for a future undeniably intertwined with the larger galactic narrative. She spearheads initiatives to understand and categorize the new forms of investiture encountered during the conflict, setting the foundation for a new era of scientific and magical exploration. The Southern Scadrians, having played a pivotal role in the conflict, begin a process of integration with the northern societies. Their unique forms of investiture and their ancient knowledge offer immense potential for advancement and understanding. This collaboration signifies a major shift in Scadrial's societal structure, promising a future of unprecedented technological and magical progress, as the two disparate cultures finally begin to share their knowledge and resources. The end of the lost metal marks not an end to the story of Scadrial, but a profound pivot point, a moment of transition where the world sheds its insular past and prepares to embrace its destiny as a crucial player in the grand tapestry of the Cosmere. The stage is set for future eras, where Scadrial, now more aware of its place in the universe, will face even greater challenges and discover even deeper mysteries, carrying the legacy of Wax and Wayne into a new, uncertain future. The enduring impact of the events in the lost metal reverberates throughout Scadrial, shaping its future and solidifying its place within the broader Cosmere. The revelation of the Ghostbloods as an interworld organization, coupled with Kelsier's explicit confirmation of other shards and planets, shatters Scadrial's previous isolation. The world is no longer a self-contained entity. It is now undeniably a part of a much larger, more complex universe, complete with its own cosmic politics, threats, and opportunities. This newfound awareness will inevitably lead to a rapid acceleration of technological and societal development, as Scadrial grapples with the implications of interstellar travel, alien investiture, and the myriad of cultures and civilizations that exist beyond its own atmosphere. The integration of Southern Scadrian knowledge and their unique investiture will undoubtedly fuel this progress, leading to innovations that combine allomancy and feruchemy with previously unimagined forms of magic and technology. The legacy of Waxillium Ladrian and Wayne, though tinged with profound sadness, becomes a foundational myth for this new era. Wax, carrying the burden of Wayne's sacrifice and his own experiences with cosmic forces, becomes a reluctant but resolute leader, a bridge between the heroic age of the past and the uncertain future. His continued connection to harmony and his growing understanding of the Cosmere positions him as a crucial figure in Scadrial's ongoing evolution. His grief over Wayne is a constant, tangible presence, reminding him of the personal costs of grand conflicts and imbuing his future actions with a deeper sense of purpose and a profound respect for the lives he seeks to protect. Wayne, through his ultimate sacrifice, transcends his role as a mere sidekick and becomes a symbol of selfless heroism, a reminder that even the most irreverent and chaotic individuals can rise to meet the greatest challenges with unparalleled courage and love. His story, a testament to growth and redemption, will undoubtedly be retold for generations, inspiring future heroes. The political landscape of Scadrial is irrevocably altered. The Elendel government, now aware of the existential threats from beyond their world, will likely invest more resources into understanding and interacting with the Cosmere. Marasi Combs, with her brilliance and practical skills, is poised to become a central figure in this new geopolitical reality. potentially leading efforts to establish diplomatic and investigative channels with other Cosmere worlds. The scientific community on Scadrial will be profoundly influenced as researchers and scholars grapple with the implications of investiture from other planets and the potential for new magical advancements. This will undoubtedly lead to new discoveries, new technologies, and a deeper understanding of the fundamental forces that govern the Cosmere. The societal impact will be immense as the people of Scadrial come to terms with their place in the vastness of the universe, leading to shifts in philosophy, religion, and culture. The lingering threat of Tidakar and the Ghostbloods ensures that the future of Scadrial will not be entirely peaceful. Their retreat is a temporary reprieve, a strategic pause in a larger, ongoing conflict that spans multiple worlds. Scadrial, now a known target, must prepare itself for future encounters with this shadowy organization and other potential threats from the Cosmere. The seeds of future conflicts are sown, ensuring that the Mistborn saga, and indeed the broader Cosmere narrative, will continue to evolve and expand. The lost metal serves as a powerful testament to Brandon Sanderson's masterful world building and his ambitious long-term vision. It closes a chapter while simultaneously opening countless new ones, leaving readers with a profound sense of anticipation for what lies ahead. As Scadrial steps onto the cosmic stage, forever changed by the epic struggles it has endured and the heroic sacrifices that have secured its place among the stars. The implications of this story are far-reaching, hinting at a future where Scadrial could become a central hub in the Cosmere, its unique blend of magic and technology making it a key player in the unfolding drama of shards, planets, and the very essence of creation. Mistborn, the lost metal, is a monumental achievement, not just for the Mistborn series, but for the entire Cosmere. It successfully brings to a close the Wax and Wane saga, providing a deeply satisfying and emotionally resonant conclusion to their journey, while simultaneously expanding the scope of Brandon Sanderson's interconnected universe in breathtaking ways. The book delves into profound themes: the burden of leadership, the nature of sacrifice, the complex interplay between technological progress and magical power, and the ongoing struggle between light and shadow on both personal and cosmic scales. It leaves an indelible mark, enriching the lore of Scadrial and setting the stage for future eras that promise even grander adventures and deeper explorations of the Cosmere's mysteries. The Lost Metal is a testament to Sanderson's unparalleled ability to weave intricate plots, develop compelling characters, and build worlds that feel both fantastical and deeply real, solidifying its place as a pivotal and unforgettable entry in modern fantasy literature.